finally gotten smart and learned to like name these things. Because I'll just generally, once the segment is in, I'll just start creating new layers right underneath like where Ralphie's at, so I can just hop up instead of having to scroll all the way up. But then like something needs to be adjusted and I have to like fucking scroll through all this shit to find out. So radio intro on Ralphie. Oh. This part's always a pain in the ass too. I'm sure there's some simple solution to this, but I'm not gonna do it.
You're listening to DIX 96, the hottest station in the northern outskirts of Houston, Texas, with your host, Ralphie Slots.
Hello, listeners, and welcome to DIX 96 KUNT, home of the box. I'm your handsome and popular host, Ralphie Slots, here to welcome you to the show. Thank you so much for spending your morning with us today. We've got a fun-filled episode for you today, folks. Well, mostly. For a big 30th episode today, we're going to blow the dust off the old laptop and check out some of those reviews we've been begging for all year. We'll share some bloopers we've compiled over the past few seasons. And last and certainly least, as promised via the celebrity trivia competition, we have Eduardo back on the box. Seems like we'll just never get the smell of feces out of this studio. I find little writing shit like that too. I say in studio on the end of both of those lines. There's their good stuff in point in between. So it's pretty good. And last and certainly least, as promised via the celebrity trivia competition, we have Eduardo back on the box. Seems like we'll never just get the smell of feces out of this studio. We'll just never. Oh, Jesus. This is what the show is. It's me doing this over and over. Alright. And last and certainly least, as promised via the celebrity trivia competition, we have Eduardo back on the box. Seems like we'll just never get the smell of feces out of this studio. But anyways, there's a lot of fun before we get into the trash of the episode. But first, as always, we've got our big news story to share with you today. As many of you know, CERN has been operating a particle collider out of Geneva, Switzerland for quite some time. Well, today, after a trial gone bizarre, all men and women were temporarily As many of you know, CERN has been operating a particle collider out of Geneva, Switzerland. Jesus Christ. After this intro, my fucking mouth will get used to talking and it won't be too bad. Now, I know aside from the many Mandela effects, which are hardly within our control, the show is a pretty tightly knit bundle of sticks, but occasionally we do mess up. We're human. Well, our show producer Matt has put together a little compilation of some of the funnier mishaps caught here on DIX 96 over the season, and we're going to share a few of them with you here now. Oh man, yeah, I remember this first one. Scoop Doop, the famous rap artist, swung by the studio, and I foolishly decided that I would smoke some meth with the guy before the segment. Big mistake. I fell and knocked my head hard on the kitchen counter and gave myself a pretty nasty concussion. I don't know what language it is I'm speaking here, but I think I thought it was Spanish. Here's the little clip. You nosy, how's with Dozy Bozy? When Scozy Dozy's on the showsy, you know we get it poppin'. Oh, dog, you higher than a motherfucker.
I see, like, I send this stuff, I don't even fucking know if it works or not. I'm gonna go back and listen to this. It works.
It almost sounds like you're talking backwards.
Yeah.
Man, what a non-memorable segment. The corporate guys got really nervous about the lump on my head that wouldn't go down, so they bought me lunch and made me promise not to sue. Anyways, other times it's not my mouth that gets me in trouble. You'll see what I mean in this next clip when I'm sitting down with acoustic folk star Spule talking about their upcoming album. So Spule, I hear you've got an upcoming album that we're talking about. Yep, the album we're talking about is Your Money Is My Fix. That's prepared to release later this... Oh god, that sounds so gross. Oh my god, are you okay? I need to call my dad.
What a weird thing to shout out after you shake yourself too. Okay.
Need to call my dad.
I need to call my dad.
How embarrassing. I'd gotten a bad batch of shrimp from the shrimp pimp and ended up having to get my stomach pumped. All right, guys. Well, we've got one more for you before we've got to cut to another commercial.
I'm stuck on, I need to call my dad.
I need to call my dad. I'm glad that turned out all right. Like when I write it, like sometimes it sounds like funnier actually delivered, and then other times it's like this isn't working.
Welcome back, listeners. Ralphie Slots here with you on DcMonalds, and for this next segment, we're bringing in our audio engineer, Lou Stool, to bust open the vault of our emails. Now, we've been asking, if not begging, for your comments and feedback, and then, honestly, we kind of forgot to follow up. So after a few failed attempts to remember our password, we've finally gotten in, and it looks like we've been flooded with new notifications. Lou, how many are we sitting at right now?
It's showing here that we've got about 732 unread emails.
Wow. Ask and you shall receive, I guess. Well, let's just dive into it then, shall we? What's at the top of the box, Lou?
This one is from Instagram. It says, we noticed a new login to DcMonalds. If that was not you, please change your password at this time.
All right. Not necessarily fan mail, but it sounds like the issue's already been corrected. Moving right along. What we got next, Lou?
Okay, this one is from Jacob Stallworth. It says, hello. We've been trying to reach you about your car's extended warranty. According to our records, your current warranty is about to expire.
Skip. That's spam mail. What we got next?
Jacob Stallworth, Instagram, Jacob Stallworth. Oh, okay, here. Dear Ralphie Slots.
All right. More promising already.
That's what it's promising.
We regret to inform you that you were not selected to be a part of our upcoming stand-up showcase.
Ugh. I really didn't want to find that out on air, but here we are. Is there anything fan submitted? Any feedback or shout-outs?
Here's one. An audio clip from a Trixie, I believe.
I may regret this, but let's go ahead and play it.
This is Trixie Hooker. I can't believe I'm actually getting through to DcMonalds The Box. I love that show. I've been having trouble with bulimia recently, but luckily I put it on DcMonalds The Box, Richie Slots, and I just throw up all morning, no problem. Thanks, guys.
Wow, all right. Well, the name is Ralphie, but still, that's an official fan mail. So glad this thing wasn't a total bust. Well, all right, listeners. Guess you're more into just listening and less responding. No worries. There's proof there that at least one person is listening. That's enough to take us to our next commercial break. Don't go anywhere, guys. When we come back, Redwardo is back in studio with us, and I really don't want to be alone with him. This Saturday in the lobby of the Sleep Easy Hotel, join us for a sales convention like no other. Starting at 9 a.m., we will be joined by none other than Sprunt Dunninger from Brittle Tools, the top salesman in the North Houston region, and he will be teaching you how to become the best version of your worst self in the hollow pursuits of financial reward. How many times have you just accepted a no and cowered away with your tail between your legs, knowing full well that there was money in that oyster, and if you had just gotten out your knife and chucked away at the hard protective shell, that you would have been the one walking away with all of that money that proverbial oyster had been fighting tooth and nail to keep to himself? Shit, I'm sorry, that got convoluted as hell. Let's just let the man himself tell you what he's offering. Right now, I'm going to tell you about overcoming resistance with a little bit of role play. Ryan here's going to play the customer, and I'm going to show you how I bob and weave around his opposition. So hello, Ryan. I understand you're in the market for a brand new dishwasher. This baby's top of the line, all the bells and whistles, envy of your neighbor, apple of your eye, all that jazz. I'm sorry, Sprunt. It's just more money than I was looking to spend for a new appliance. You hear the resistance there, guys? I'm going to show you how to overcome that in 2 simple words. Ryan, come on. What? Come on. I just can't. Come on, Ryan. Come on. Okay, fine. It's just as easy as that, people. My persistence paid off, and now Ryan's going home with an overpriced appliance he doesn't need. Learn these tips and more and become the hollow and soulless salesman that you know you can be. Be sure to stick around because at 2 p.m. he will be hosting a special seminar based around challenging your customer's masculinity. What's wrong? Your wife gonna yell at you for spending your hard-earned money? Be a man. Pussy. All of this and more. All tickets come with a complimentary breakfast and coffee in the lobby. If a hotel associate asks any questions, just make up a room number and tell them you're an overnight guest. So join us this Saturday morning at 9 p.m. in the lobby of the Sleep Easy Hotel with our host Sprunt Dunninger to sell your soul to sales. Come on.
It's so stupid.
I know, it's hilarious because you literally pulled that on me.